Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to everyone and welcome to another fantastic webinar that is webinar number 11, and we'll be talking about or we'll be firing up the session with a very important topic, reshaping data with Excel. And guess what? We have the very right person from this trade, Soleil, who is a Microsoft MVP, a LinkedIn instructor, author, and we'll know more about him. And he's the right person because he's working for like 20 plus years in this trade, and he has amazing book, how to fight with the data, and yeah, how to tame the data so that you can use the data meaningfully and get the right insight for your business. So we'll be delving into the session and learn more about how to reshape the data with Excel. And prior to this, let me introduce who am I and what is Bangladesh Excel Meetup Group, and we'll talk more about All du Soleil, and then we will move to the actual session. So please bear with us. Uh, as you can see in the screen, Oz has a very nice or insightful YouTube channel that is Excel on Fire, and I regularly follow this. And we will have amazing videos where Oz is challenging the Microsoft MVPs on different data related topics, and he has his solo data related sessions and videos over there. And he's also a LinkedIn instructor. I also took some of the LinkedIn courses over there, and he regularly publish different challenges. Those are really amazing. So I really recommend, highly recommend to follow us channels in the YouTube and also follow him in the LinkedIn so that you can benefit from the learning he shares over there. And I also recently purchased this book, Guerrilla Data Analysis Using Microsoft Excel. So I'm just familiarizing myself with the book. I purchased this from the Excel Plus, which is a company owned by Leila Gharani, another Microsoft MVP. So I have the link embedded here. You can just click on this and you will be redirected to the page so that you can buy the same book written by Aldo Soleil and another Excel legend, Bill Jelen, which is prominently known as Mr. Excel. So if I talk about myself, I'm a proper business graduate, who completed all the studies in business, and my recent graduation is from human resources and marketing back in 2010. And after that, I started my corporate career with a Fortune 500 company in the sales and marketing trade, British American Tobacco. And then I moved to a giant local organization in the pharmaceutical trade, Beglingo Pharmaceutical in human resources. And then on, I moved to different other Fortune 500 companies. And currently, I'm working with Aman Bangladesh, which is a German multinational organization in the textile trade and number one in Europe. And I'm leading the HR and administration function over there and part of the board in the top management. And I also look after the HR operations and new projects of Asia. And I also look after the global HR KPI reporting of the entire group. So this is my first hat, my first identity, which is a full-time job. And apart from this, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and certified Excel expert. And I have trained over 6,000 plus people till now, and I have been conducting training for like 8+ years, not only in Bangladesh. I also train people in Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Australia, Canada, UK, and Africa.
Not
So
the US?
not in US. So if you invite in some of your session, probably I can get the opportunity of. This is in brief myself. So uh, my group, which is Bangladesh Excel Meetup Group, the objective of bringing up this group to Bangladesh is to support who love working with data, who love working with presentation charts, and who love working with Excel, Power BI. So our sole objective is to uh, build the market, develop people who like this trait and who really wants to work with data. So from our, you can consider this as payback to the community we belong to. So we 9 people gathered up and built this Bangladesh Excel meetup group to support you with Excel and relevant apps from Microsoft. And we are regularly bringing in different experts to this group so that you can learn from the best in this trade. So uh, in this flow, we welcome today Mr. Soleil, who is a Microsoft MVP, and he will be talking about how to reshape data in Excel. So prior to delving into the real session, I want to provide you some information. We have a special webinar coming up for the women's, considering the International Women's Day that we declared earlier. That would be on April 19th. So you can click on this picture and it will redirect you to the actual form where you can register yourself and we can invite you to the session. Also, you can scan the QR code. I will be sharing this in the chat box also during the session so that you can easily register yourself. And we have the Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn groups. You can scan the QR codes and you can become a member of this group. We already have 1,500 members in each of the groups. So we aspire to become 1.5 million in the near future. And hopefully we will be achieving this with the support of you. And to rate today's session, you can just scan the QR code. I will share the link in the chat box also, and you can provide us the feedback about today's session, and you will get today's session resources and your certificate for the session in the following link or in if you scan the QR code. So that's it from my side, and I will hand over to Oz. I'm really excited to have the session. So does all other participants.
All right. Salam alaikum.
Wa
All
alaikum
right.
assalam.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you. All right. So I'm glad to be here. It's early in the morning here in Las Vegas. And yeah, we're gonna do some power query and reshape some data. And I'm curious, what is your level with Power Query? If you can put it in the chat, if it's new to you, or if you're aware of it but not so comfortable with it, or if you're a master of Power Query, can you let me know in the chat? Just give me some idea of who I'm working with. All right, and then I am going to share my screen. Let's see. Okay, regular, moderate. Okay. Screen 2. Okay. Allow. Okay, so is my screen visible yet? I still see me. So is my screen showing?
Your skin is invisible.
Okay. It says I'm sharing my screen. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. And then I'm going to pick my screen. And then allow.
Your screen is visible.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I can't see it. All right. So let me see. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. All right. So we got regularly work with Power Query a lot. All right. So all right. So let me go on ahead into this. So we have this data here because data can come to us in a lot of different ways. And we want to look at this data. All right. So we got the completion dates here for course one, and these people completed. And we've got Anna Marie, courses 1 and 2, down to course 4. And then this is what we want the data to look like so that we can just look at somebody like Felix and see, okay, Felix has only completed course 3. We can't see that so easily here. All right. And this gives us a big overview and we can get a visual of, okay, who's completed? Okay, well, it's easy to see this way that Roland, Heidi are complete. All right. So now we want to take this and turn it into this. Okay. So cursor to data set, right click, get data from table/range. And it showed up over here on my other screen. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this change type step, and then I'm going to change this to just a date. We boost this up a bit. Okay. So now I need to set myself up so that I can do a pivot don't aggregate. Okay, but I got to set the data up right, and I got to be very careful. All right. So how many people have some idea about how I'm going to go about this? Let me know. All right, Rupam, you already know how to do this. Yeah, you should teach this.
You go.
You, okay, all right. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a column, add a conditional column. Nope. Okay. If the course list column contains course, then select a column. I want the course list column. Otherwise, stay empty. Okay, there we go. So now I can take this and do a right click and fill down. Now I have all of the courses in the whole column. All right, and then I'm going to get rid of any nulls over here. Now to set myself up to where I have the courses on the top and the dates as my values. I'm going to highlight here and then transform. pivot column. Completion is what I want as values. And I want don't aggregate because if you do a regular pivot table in Excel, it's going to do a count, a sum, an average, a max min. It's going to do something to our data other than leave it alone. And that's what I want is leave my data alone. I want it exactly like this, raw. Okay, boom. There we have it. All right. And so now we can close and load this to the workbook. Close and load. Okay, great. And that is what we wanted, right? And I don't like filter buttons. Go away. Okay, so now what if we said now that, let's see, male, want to insert a row above. Male has completed on 3 January of 25. Let's go over here. All right. Look at this. All right. Go to data and refresh. There we go. Male now has completed course 1. Okay. Any questions there? Anything you see, anything interesting here? And let's make this interactive. Don't be shy and wait till the end. Ask questions if you like, if you have questions. Make up some questions if you don't have any.
কারো কোনো
That's
প্রশ্ন
okay
থাকলে
too.
অবশ্যই করবেন।
No, this is a very good experience so far. You don't aggregate this function as well. So without using any function, you just did it at just a click. This is the new thing. We don't use any aggregate function into the Power Query so far. I don't have that much experience over there. So this is the new experience from my side.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. So pivot don't aggregate. I have used this a lot. It is beautiful. Yep. And to use the fill down and everything and the conditional column, all of that, makes it so much easier to work with data. All right. Any other questions or comments? So I appreciate that. Okay. So who is familiar with the 6 joins? Who's not, and who is, and who's very savvy with the joins?
I know joins.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Rashid, is you've got the joins, you know, frontwards and backwards.
Uh, yes.
Okay. All right. So
But another thing I just want to add up. There is an course completion remarks can be put in, and we can easily can identify who completed the course so far. And we have observing so many blank rows over here, blank cells somewhere. This is not looking so smooth as well to me. I don't like to see blank rows all the time.
blank rows. Now, how do you mean?
Black cells as well. There is a
Okay.
cell like Dan. The course 1 and course 2 has been blanked over there, as
Right.
well as course 3 is blank over there. I have found. And what do you mean by course 4 with the date? Is that completed or not?
Yes, that's completed.
That's completed. So I
Right.
just want to add a remarks right after course 4.
remarks after course 4?
Yes.
I don't understand the question.
I
I
just
guess
want to
uh,
add a
referring.
remarks who just completed his course
Oh,
after course 4. Just
okay.
I wanna add a remarks column.
So equals, let me see.
Course completion status.
I'm going to just make this a number. Okay. And then go over here and equals if that value is less than 4, then otherwise all right, there we go.
It seems fine and meaningful so far, but I would request, would you put in a remarks in your source file source where I just get you yes over here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that possible? Is that possible with any conditional column? Taking any conditional column?
Well, over here being the source data, and the assumption is that we get the data in this format, and
Yes.
then we've got to change it so that it's useful. And
Yes.
so, right. And so, with that in mind, what we're trying to get at is, uh, yeah, we just have the raw data from wherever we got it from. And so now we got to transform it to where it's useful. And then one thing that we can do is also, let's see, I'm going to do this. I'm going to double click here. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And then I'm going to leave this one this way.
Okay.
And so now I've got 2. Okay, so I'm going to close and load this. And so now let me bring this up. Now, if I want to sort this, by the date column, by the course column. So now I've got all of the 1s together, the 2s together, the 3s together. Or if I want to sort it by the people, now I can look Anna Marie, Jean Pierre. Okay. And then if I want to sort this by the date, I can do that as well with this one. And then this stays the same. And both will update with any changes.
Great. Great.
Yeah, that's helpful. All
I
right.
guess we can do another thing to see the status of all the uh, persons who have completed the course. We can do a group by or use the group by option, and then can count that who have completed what number of courses. So those
Yep.
persons who have completed 4 courses, they can mark as complete, and those who have completed less than 4, we can mark them as incomplete. That can
Yep.
be another solution also to
Yep.
answer a shared query.
Yep.
Oh,
So many
thank you.
different things we can do with this.
Yeah.
But
Another suggestion from my side, I would want to acknowledge uh, that is that possible taking a conditional column right in Power Query?
Okay, a conditional column,
conditional column.
right? And do what with it?
To find this status.
Oh, so you could do this in Power Query. You could. Um, it could get a little bit messy though. I
Yeah.
don't know off the top of my head the count A version of in M code, right? Yeah, and I'm sure it's there. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, right? If you wanted to do all of that in Power Query,
Yeah.
versus
Mhm.
taking it into Excel and doing it that way.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to show, okay, so let me bring over another one. So I want to get to this, and then I'm going to minimize this one, and then it's my, okay. So one thing that's reshaping is okay, you have 6 joins. All right, and so I'm going to quickly go through those, and I'm not going to go through all of them, just the overview right here. But let's say we've got people who have attended a course and the people who registered. So somebody who attended but didn't register, that's like JJ. We'd call that a walk-in. Okay. But Michelle registered, Michelle attended. And then we have, let's see, Flora registered and didn't show up. Right. So we look at it this way. Let's start to looks like the Venn diagram. Boom, there we go. Flora and Julie registered and didn't show up. These people registered and showed up. And then these people attended. These were our walk ins. So now let's look the inner join, the people who are in both groups. These are the cooperative people. They registered, they showed up. Left outer join, right? So everybody on the left side, and if there's a match, it's going to be made, right? But we're not going to have Flora and Julie. But if we do a right outer, then we get everybody who's on the right side. And if there's a match on the left side, that match will be made. But we won't have anybody who is only on the left side. Left anti-join. Gets exciting, but it can be a mind twister. Your left anti-join says who is on the left side who is not also on the right side. So these are the people who just showed up. Right anti, the people who registered and didn't show up. And then what makes this tricky is the interface, because there is no left or right side. You got a top and a bottom. And so you have to turn your Venn diagram so that your left side, you see that is the top and the right side is the bottom. Okay. And then here is where you pick which join you want. Okay. So that's the overview of the joins. So any questions about those? No questions. Okay.
No
Because
questions.
okay. So I am going to show an inner. So I'm going to show an anti-join. In this situation, we want to know which checks have not been cashed. Now, here are checks that have been sent out, and then here's a bunch of checks that have been cashed. And then we're going to add these in later. But right now, was 740 cashed? Yes, it was. 788. All right. This is going to be a mess if we went through trying to match those up one at a time. So right now, I'm going to go to data, queries and connections. So I do have a check sent and a checks cached queries. All right. So now go to data, get data, combine queries, merge. I've got checks sent, checks cached. I want to match up the check numbers. And so now I know I want an anti-join. I want to know which checks are here that are not also cached. So I need a left outer join because of the way that I have this set up. And it would be possible for me to have these reversed, and then I would need a right anti-join. But right now I need the left anti-join, and okay. And there is nothing in this column, right? The left side is expanded, the right side is collapsed, right? And if I click on it, they're all null because I want everything on that left side that does not have a match on the right side. So I can just go ahead and remove this. And then, let's see, I'm going to close and load it. And these are the checks that have not been cashed that are also of interest to us. Right. And I can even blow this up for anybody that doesn't have their glasses today. All right. And these filter buttons. All right. So these are the checks. Okay. So now let's go back here. And now we've got 814, 830, 865, 896, 897 that have been cashed and the date that they were cashed. Now I can go back here and then data and refresh. Okay. So now it's updated. I didn't have to go through all of those shenanigans again. Right. And I got this from a student who said that he uses anti-joins for this purpose at his job to figure out which checks have not been cashed yet. So they can figure out what is going on and maybe find a vendor and say, what, you got so much money you don't have to cash this check? And how about you just send it back? How about that? All right. All right. So, any questions?
No,
This
it's
is very
really
impressive.
getting interesting. Yeah.
Very impressive,
Yeah.
was.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And yeah, the anti-joins, I love them so much. And let's see. I want to
Oh,
show you. Huh? It's a question?
you not no 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 questions as well. I just want to get a suggestion from your side. What do you prefer to use? Are you prefer always uh, Power Query or Excel formula? Which one?
Well, of course, it depends on what's going on. I always have to assess that. Because as much as I love Power Query, sometimes I can do a formula just quicker. But then, is this a one-time need or is this an ongoing need? If it's ongoing, then I will put in the work and do Power Query.
Yes.
We used to face so many problems regarding Power Query because our users are not set up in that way. What we are using in Power Query, and what we did in Power Query, and after that we send any file to users. they don't get in proper way. So that is the thing may happen literacy issue, but we need to work with so many times for using Excel formula, which has some
Mhm.
good things and drawbacks as well. But Power
Right.
Query is so much easier, as you stated. So I prefer Power Query as well. But thinking beyond the users, I used to use so many formulas.
Yeah. And you raise a very fascinating and important point because Power Query has been around for quite a while. And then I will meet people and they're bragging. Oh, yes, I do. I use Excel every day. I'm the Excel master where I work. And I say, so you do the joins in Power Query? No, I use Excel. Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so then I have to go in my pocket and pull out my business card and say, go to my YouTube channel and learn some Power Query because that's what you need right now. So few people use it or are even aware of it. And so I have felt it is imperative that even if I do beginner Excel courses, I at least show them how to split a column in Power Query. They don't need to get into the joins right away, but they at least need to know that Power Query exists.
Yes.
So that's been part of my mission. Um, because you're right, I've dealt with clients, they don't know Power Query. They have it, but they don't know it. They open it and they're intimidated by it. And so then, yeah, I would have to do something in formulas. But then the drawback with formulas is now I'm dealing with novices who might break the formulas. So now I have to do data, the validation and sheet protection and stuff. Right. So, yes, just please join the mission to share Power Query with the masses. We got to get
Uh,
it out there to them.
I really joined with you because I am already connected with you LinkedIn through. So I used to get these masses and I used to send these masses to my users and to my trainees as well. But the main drawback is the learners are not up to the mark sometimes, and
Sure.
the digitalized system is right now 16% are illiterate at digitalized system.
Mm,
So the main drawback is to learn and get them in awareness.
yeah. Yeah. I hear you. We do the best we can. We bring them along as best we can. You know. Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
for sure.
Yes. All right, cool. So let's wrap up with this is from the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge. Are you all aware of these challenges?
I'm
The
aware of this. Yeah.
I'm
All
also
right,
aware of this.
beautiful. Anybody else in the comment section? There's so many people that are shy. But maybe
Uh,
they're eating.
no, they
Uh,
are not hidden. They are just
uh,
enjoying your session.
okay. All
They are
right,
not shy as
cool.
well. They
All
are very
right.
confident.
Beautiful. All right. So this is a challenge that was given out last weekend. There was 6 collegiate challenges around the world, and I just want to do one for you. So this is the okay, bonus questions, and the way these competitions work is everybody has 30 minutes to get through all of these different questions, these different levels. Okay. And in this workbook, the answers are already here. Okay. But you have the 7 levels that get progressively more difficult. And I want to show a quick Power Query solution with this one. So what they're asking for is basically how many people do you follow? Like F1272 follows 77 people, but let's look at the data. All right, so here's the data. We have this ID, that person's name, their date of birth, and then the people that they follow. Okay, and you see each follower has each person that they
ID.
follow ID is separated by a slash. Okay, and then we go down. Row 852. And then we have their specialties and everything here as well. Okay,
Okay.
so now we want to know how many people is Anita following? Okay, but actually what they do is they don't ask about all 500-ish. They're asking about these specific ones. Right, so now that's telling me I could use an X lookup to look up this value to then bring me back how many people this person follows. But I got to set myself up to do the X lookup. So what I'll do is I will right click here, get data from table/range. Table has headers. And now, okay, I don't need the date of birth column. We'll remove it. I don't need the names, remove. And one other disappointing thing is that I have yet to see somebody use Power Query in a challenge. And I've commentated many. They're starting to use lambdas. They use all
Oh,
these wild, crazy formulas. And then when I showed them what I'm about to show you all, his eyes got big. Okay, because all right, here we go. I don't need this, remove it. All right, so I'm going to split column by delimiter. I want to split it by the slash, and
flash.
then then split it into rows. Okay, boom.
Okay.
Woo. Okay,
Oh,
so
great.
now, yeah, so now I can see it all. All right, so now what I
True.
want to do is group by
Oh, great.
ID
Great idea.
and count rows. Boom.
Yes.
Ha! Now I am set up to do my X lookup, right? And
Oh,
then, yep, there we go. And close and load. Okay, bring this up.
no. You just, yeah.
All right, and then,
All right.
yep,
All right.
equals X lookup. Double click that. Our lookup value is that one, comma,
Yes.
lookup array. Look it up here, comma, return this, and boom. Now what's going on here? 77, and drag this down, and there we go, 203 right there.
Wow.
Yeah. And just imagine the people who are doing split text and count A and getting the parentheses right and everything when you split this stuff into rows and group by and keep moving.
True.
Yeah,
Excellent.
This is
yeah.
Yeah, we
really impressive.
often choose the hard ways to get the data solved, but there are more easier ways if we know the way.
If you know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I think Power Query is more friendly to use because we are not ever to use it right after a few years. So the Power Query, the whole thing is very important to use, and so far the thing is not required to learn so many formulas as well.
yeah, yeah. And not having to
And
learn them so much and nesting them and getting the parentheses right and using wild cards and having to remember to put those in double quotes. Stop.
yeah, it's really tough.
Power query. Well, thank you so much. And then
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Take
All
care
right.
then.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a
Thank
nice
you.
sleep
Thank
and
you,
have a
Amit.
good dream.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you. All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye.
good day.